qualified as a nutrition and health coach, and of course that just fed my bug for nutrition, and it led me into full-on nutritional therapy. And I'm currently in my third year with the Irish Institute of Nutrition and Health, and I'm loving every day of it. Work.
Yes, I'm a nutritional coach, and I see clients already. Richard always encouraged us to see people and to start seeing our own clients as soon as we did the first year. And I took that on board, and I have been seeing quite a few clients, and it's definitely helped throughout the whole course. Because, as I say, after the first year, you're totally equipped to see people and help them. And it gives you confidence, it makes you better, because only when you apply your knowledge do you actually really get good at it. Hi, I'm Alex Dobbs. I am a third year student on the course this year, and Richard has asked me to talk about breastfeeding because it's the beginning of nutrition in your life, so I feel it's a really big part of what we do as nutritional therapists. And also I'm a mother. I have 4 children. My youngest just turned 1 yesterday. I didn't take him, so there's no practical demonstration, you'll be glad to hear.
The format for the people online was basically in each lecture weekend, a podcast would be taken of the lectures. Then that was put online for us on Moodle, and we would go into Moodle and we would download the podcast and listen to it.
I think the way I do my studying in the course is obviously coming to these weekends is a big part of it. And then I find the podcast very useful, so I don't have a lot of time at home, a couple of kids and I'm at work, so I'm fairly busy, so I download the podcast onto my iPod and then I listen to them in the car a lot, in and out of work, or if it's quiet at work even, I'll put them on in the background at work.
I have to admit, it didn't make a huge difference whether I was attending classes or listening to them, to the podcasts online in my own time. I mean, obviously I couldn't interrupt to ask questions, but I could stop and rewind if I ever hadn't listened to anything properly or had a question and wanted to go over it again. I think I probably learned more than if I'd sat in the classes, for me personally now.
The podcasts are short, they are power-packed, 10-20 minutes, and then you're done. You can get on with your rest of your job. So
the good thing about the course is that the assignments are set online on Moodle, no matter whether you're an attendance student or an online student. So there was no difference there. And yeah, you just download your assignment online, and in the tutorial the lecturer would talk through it, so you'd know exactly what to expect, and you could always ask questions, obviously, if you had any more.
And I remember one of the assignments in particular, we had to interview an older person and see what their nutrition was back then. And that really was an eye-opener for me.
See, I enjoyed doing these assignments because it's just like being back in college. You had to work through it at your own pace and get them done and then upload them. And again, there was no difference between attendance or online. So it's fair, totally fair. There are 2 options for online learners. They can either come into the attendance tutorial, which I occasionally did. So we would meet in the office on a weekday evening and discuss things, or we could do an online tutorial. So you dial in to a conference call from home. And I did that a lot, and I really enjoyed that, actually.
That usually works out pretty well. So keeping a food diary is very useful because it makes people much more conscious of what they're doing. And I'm sure you've realised that already.
I was a bit scary at the beginning because I really love the real touch with people. But we had quite a lot of interaction with tutors and mentors.
Each of the online students, as we were online and we weren't in class, we were given a personal mentor, basically when we were doing our case studies.
The mentoring program that comes with it was really, really helpful. And I could always ask her questions online. I'd email her and she'd get back to me. And she really, really helped direct my case studies and answer my questions. I did get very good results for 1 or 2 case studies. I remember I was working with a young athlete and I really had to turn her diet around because she was a swimmer and she was going to school still. I think she was doing her junior cert at the time. So very high pressure, get up at 5 in the morning and yeah, first swimming session, and then even in the evenings she'd have another swimming session. And to try to fit food into that busy schedule with school and not getting a cooked lunch in school, it really took a lot of work. But I think we turned her around quite well, yeah. She used to eat a lot of white bread, she didn't afterwards.
The presentation I done was online, and I done it on one of my sports that I do, which was scuba diving, nutrition around scuba diving. You know, there are many accidents, there are many different ailments that you can get while you're diving, and eating your nutrition a couple of days up to a dive and your water intake would make a big difference to how you react underwater. If you have a high carb diet, foggy brain, it just becomes even more so when you're under the water because everything is heightened, especially when you're at depth. So yeah, I done it online and it was very interesting. It was an eye-opener for me because I would have dived and not really thought about where my nutrition was at until I got really stuck into the assignment I was doing, and very, very interesting.
Yes, I did the presentation, and so we had an assignment which was to make a presentation on a specific topic. And this presentation, I still remember it because it was my first presentation in English though, and I did feel quite excited at the same time, but quite worried. But I remember Richard's comments. I don't know who was else with him, some other people were with him at that time, but I remember his comments were so great that I did feel so enthusiastic and so happy during the whole day. I went back straight away after the presentation. I went to my job. And I was so happy the whole day because he did say very nice things. He said that I did a very nice, very easy to follow presentation. So he did build up a confidence in me to speak in front of the camera in English.
It was a very, very good course. I'm delighted I did it. It all linked really, really well, and it all contributed to me finding that this was an excellent course, that I'd made the right decision, and that I'm totally equipped to be a nutritional coach.
Many reasons why I love the course, and one of the main reasons why I love the course was because it was a complete course with the clinical practice. We forget sometimes that clinical practice, it is an essential part of nutritional therapy, and dealing every day with people, which is going to be our job, it's important.
I've just this week finished in corporate life after 27 years with one company, so I intend to take the course and I'm going to set up a practice, and I'm going to try and impart my skills and knowledge into helping people with the issues that they've got. So that's my plan. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about what I can do, and it's a new year, new career for me. So.